What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James Z. Today we're gonna go over TSMP. I want to go over two catalysts that I found that get me, a little excited about this stock, man. I have been doing homework on it. It is an OTC stock. It is speculative. But the more I started researching it, I've been getting a lot of noise on it on my YouTube channel. So, I just wanted to do a little bit more research. I'm gonna go over what I just found. But before I do that, man, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to analyze and research anything I find interesting in the stock market, anything stock market, finance, or mindset related. So, that being said, man, let's just get right into it. So, TSMP, a pure penny stock. Typically I stay away from penny stocks because they're very speculative. Typically I stay away from them because there's a lot of fraud involved, because there's a lot of hype and manipulation involved. But with TSMP, the more I look into it, man, I had already did videos on their technology. I had already did videos on their chart patterns, but I wanted to do a little bit more. So today my two catalysts I want to go over are George Sharp and Brian Foote. So I found this article that was written about 3 years ago. Reconsidering George Sharp, an enigmatic penny stock crusader. This is on the website goodtrades.com, which is written by Michael Good. If you guys don't know who Michael Good is, he's a part of Tim Sykes' penny stock team. Tim Sykes was like one of the original first guys I started studying when I got interested in the stock market. So I have, I'm very familiar with Michael Good. I've watched his DVD on SEC filings and what to look for. I mean, that's pretty much the one DVD that educated me on SEC filings. Michael Good, from my opinion, seems to be a very intelligent man. He is typically a short seller trying to capitalize on those, pumps and scams and all this fraudulent bullshit that you usually find in the penny stock arena. So let's just get into his article real quick. Motivation is everything in the penny stock world. Most participants' motivation is plain greed. The stock manipulators and promoters do what they do so they can get rich quickly. For the most part, their choices are risky and unethical, but smart. Only some of them pay the ultimate price of going to prison. Many end up paying settlements on only a portion of their fraudulent activities and still end up with a nice profit and a retirement in some sunny locale. On the other hand, the buyers of penny stocks are stupid and greedy. The vast majority will lose most of their money. A few will make nice profits, but only those who are cynical, smart, and a little lucky. There are also the regulators. They are motivated by a combination of trying to achieve justice and trying to make themselves look good and advance their careers. But there is another group involved in the penny stocks that may ignore. These are the amateur sloths, the gadflies, the crusaders against fraud. Some of them are traders, although they are motivated not just by profits. They put effort into research and whistleblower tips to the SEC even when they have no position. But some of the most prolific anti-fraud crusaders don't even trade penny stocks. They are just a handful of whom I'm aware through, although I am sure there are others who submit whistleblower complaints to the SEC and never mention things politically. The most famous is Yolanda Holtzitz. I want to get into the part where about George Sharp. Okay, here we go. But writing about penny stock frauds and informing regulators about them is one thing. It would be quite another thing to actually do something to directly impede the fraud. That brings me to the most enigmatic penny stock crusader I've encountered, George Sharp. The reason to bring him up now is that I just recently came across the news from last June 13th that he had been retained by OTCmarkets.com as a consultant. Before getting into that, I should review what I have previously written about Sharp. I first became aware of George Sharp back in 2011 because of his legal battle with Michael Osborne, a convicted felon at the time who was later convicted of another felony and lost a libel suit brought by Sharp. Also on May 17, 2011, Sharp filed a lawsuit against Writers Film Group and Awesome Penny Stocks Promotions. This wasn't even his first lawsuit against a public company. It appears that his first lawsuit was September 24th in 2010. Let's see. In the Superior Court of California, he also acquired some attention by suing Arena Pharmaceuticals. If you research for George, or if you research for Sharp, George on the Superior Court of California, you can see just how indigenous Sharp has been. While I am sure that most of the suits below are filed by Sharp, I have not examined everyone, and it is possible that one or two of them were filed by a different George Sharp in chronicle order. So basically, what I'm seeing in this article, is the character of George Sharp. And now George Sharp is obviously the president and CEO of Fordley Inc., who just acquired, the warrants for purchasing of 500 million shares of Humble. And, obviously he's becoming a partner in that company, an investor in that company. And so, the one thing for me was, with penny stocks, like I said, man, there's so much bullshit and there's so much scams out there. And exactly like they say, exactly like Michael Good, describes in this first part, where, their main motivation is greed, and it's, risky and unethical, but, they want that money, man. So, they'll manipulate and promote, these piece of shit companies just to try to take our money. So for this company to be involved with a guy like George Sharp, who is completely against that kind of behavior, who's completely against that bullshit, it just goes to show the character of this man. And if he is investing in this company, then that tells me that obviously he believes that this is a legitimate company and that this company isn't involved with some kind of pump and dump scheme to just quickly take your money and run. So that is sign number one. That is a great catalyst that George Sharp has that kind of character. And then the fact that he's a consultant for OTCmarkets.com again shows that his credibility as, for character of what he's trying to accomplish in his field, which obviously penny stocks is his field. And obviously his job as a consultant is to determine whether or not, these companies are legitimate companies or, just fraudulent companies that are trying to take your money. And I mean, that's the number one thing that most people are concerned when it comes to buying penny stocks is if it's a scam, is this legit? Is everything about this company right? And usually you can't find much research on the company to determine whether or not that company is right or not. Just like, TSMP now merging with Humble and becoming Humble, and their ticker symbol will change at some point. But, again, I mean, there's no revenues on this company. It's still in the beta stages of the company. The technology is still brand new. But when you have guys like George Sharp who are involved in it, and they're coming from the penny stock arena, and obviously this guy is completely against fraud, that's just, for me, it's like testimony of character for this specific company. So if I got a guy like this investing, $50 million into this company, that goes to show that, okay, this company could be fully legit. It's not just bullshit. And then another reason I want to go into the CEO, Brian Foote. I just want to do a little research and background on Brian Foote. And, to be honest, I think what George Sharp sees is not just the technology, but the man leading the company and the man behind the technology. So let's just read a little bit about Brian Foote. So who is CEO Brian Foote? Humble checks all the boxes for being a hot deal, but there's something more happening here with the TSMP. We have not seen this much enthusiasm for a penny stock like TSMP in a very long time. We believe this is because of CEO Brian Foote. Look at his bio. He brings with him 20 years of customer technology experience, having launched a number of top-ranked global technology products at companies like Epson, where he has twice named to the Innovators Team Award for his work across merchant partners such as Amazon, Walmart, Costco, Target, and Best Buy. Mr. Foote is a graduate at the University of California at Los Angeles and is certified in blockchain, digital media, and social media from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, which again, that's exactly the direction they're going. Blockchain, digital media, social media. That is exactly what Humble is. That is exactly their platform. Brian Foote and blockchain. You see, Brian Foote is well known in the crypto community. Some might even consider him a rock star. But even if we don't assume the rock star status, Brian Foote is not new to the space. Watch this video from last year, Brian Foote discussing blockchain. So again, man, it's just another person, who is well qualified to be in the space of the technology that they're trying to perform. Because I see people saying, oh, well, I've read people talk about, well, TSMP was a floor and tile company. Like, how the fuck could they be involved in? Well, you have to realize those leaders in that company are no longer the leaders. This man is now the leader. And for him to have 20 years background in experience in this field, I mean, that is a great thing. And then for him to be certified in blockchain, digital media, and social media by MIT, that again solidifies his position as a leader for this technology that is coming out. So those who have been working hard for years, including Brian, have been creating a network of contacts worldwide. Even though these contacts reach the far corners of the globe, to be a participant in blockchain and cryptocurrency for as long as Brian has been participating, he is a respected member of the particular community. Again, a well-respected member in the community of blockchain, which is the direction that Humble is going. Why is this important? Think about it for just a moment. Blockchain and cryptocurrency is a movement. It is beyond a fad. In fact, the reason so many cryptocurrencies have been on fire is that more and more institutional money is coming into the space. Crypto dollars betting on Brian Foote. People in the crypto space and blockchain space will support a respected community member who is offering a tool to expand the space. And this is exactly what Brian Foote and Humble are doing. And when I say support, I don't mean just using a digital wallet. We're talking about putting investment dollars into a legitimate technology that comes from one of those own respected community members. So again, they're talking about how respected this man is in the community and the fact that he can bring, millionaire and billionaire investors to involve themselves in this company just because of his network. And, the fact that he is well respected in this community, I mean, that's what networking is all about. And to the fact that they're trying to expand crypto and trying to expand blockchain technology, because they're absolutely right. It's no longer a fad. I mean, look at Bitcoin right now. I mean, it's again in its highs. If you'd have dip bought Bitcoin a few years ago when after it had its massive run, you would again, it's right up there with the highs again. So it's not a fad. It's actually, a viable piece of technology. They also understand that the real opportunity in this blockchain is in the blockchain itself. And up until now, it's been harder to find play on blockchain. Humble checks off that box. And with all the different cryptocurrencies out there, this is one investment that the whole community can support. Brian Foote and Humble have a built-in community of support. The word is out. Why this matters. If you look at cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular, the large holders are true believers. They never sell. We have been to many crypto events. We have been to many crypto events, and there are many sitting on millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin because they bought it early and never sold. If they did sell, it was just to fund their lifestyle or other investments in the crypto space. Folks in the crypto space / blockchain community will support this technology Humble by investing their money. They are buying stock in TSMP. Just look at Friday's price action. So, again, that is when it happened, 600 million shares, okay? So TSMP traded over $53 million, but most intriguing part for us is that the average trade was $2,769. The average trade on the OTC market is $250 to $500. The big money is coming into TSMP. So again, I mean, this article is a little old. Obviously, this is when the first merger news came out. But here it is, bottom line. If you are wondering where all the volume is coming from, we believe this is one of the answers, and it will continue. The opportunity of cryptocurrency and blockchain is not a flash in the pan. Large brick and mortar companies are seeing the opportunity in blockchain, and investing public is starting to take notice. So again, man, it just goes to show that the background of the man leading the way for Humble is well respected in that community, who has 20 years experience working in that community, and he specializes in blockchain, digital media, and social media. So I mean, that's exactly what this app is. So just understanding the leader in place, Brian Foote, and then understanding that a man like George Sharp is also investing into this company, and just his background in the OTC markets and his legitimacy behind his background in the OTC markets of being involved in actual legitimate companies and eliminating fraud in the OTC markets. Having those two men involved in this company is huge catalyst for me, more than just what I see in the chart pattern, more than what I just see in the technology, because I actually think the technology is viable and I think the technology could be big sometime in the near future. But if we get enough people backing, if they get enough investors backing their app and what they're trying to accomplish, I see this thing exactly doing big things. There was another article I wrote. It was by some blogger. I honestly don't even remember. I could try to bring it up, but I really don't care to. But again, they stated that Brian Foote and George Sharp, one of their goals is to be listed on the NASDAQ. And in order to be listed on the NASDAQ, they want to be at $4 a share. And they want to make that happen as soon as possible. So I could very much see them getting enough investors involved to get this up to $4 a share sometime in the near future. And if that's the case, then we're all in for a big gain. I truly believe in the people behind this, because when I invest in companies, I typically like to look at the revenue, their financials. I like to look at the chart pattern, and then I like to see who's actually involved in the company to legitimize, what I'm seeing as far as the fundamentals and the technicals go. So just to see Brian Foote, who's the leader of this, and his background, and I'll probably do a little bit more research on him. This is just the best article I found. I have been doing research on him. This is the best article I found to explain to you guys. And then same thing with George Sharp, just to understand that. And then having that article written by Michael Good, who I actually really respect Michael Good, in the penny stock arena, in the penny stock community. He's actually a reliable source of information. So just to see that, and then to understand, both these guys' characters, both these guys' backgrounds, and put them together, and to have a penny stock like TSMP, and to see where they're headed in the future, I see really good things, man. So I did sell my position yesterday. So let's just get into the chart pattern a little bit. I did sell my position yesterday because it broke below my support line, but I winded up doubling my shares today. We started to see a little bounce, but the reason why I doubled my shares from my original position was this day. Let's just get into that real quick. I want to go into the daily. Look at that huge volume bar. I mean, we haven't seen volume this high since the news came out, and it winded up being a green day off the dip. So I feel like in this area, it was a combination of people buying the dip. Excuse me. People buying the dip, and also just shorts getting squeezed. So did it reach the bottom? Double bottom right here in the 7.5. Did it reach the bottom? I mean, was that the bottom? And then it finally had its recovery, and now again consolidating in this area. So again, for me personally, usually I go off the technicals, which this is a great sign. When I seen this is over 500 million shares being traded. We haven't traded that much volume since this news came out right here, which was about 600 million shares being traded. So again, man, just having that heavy of a bottom, that tells me that that is potentially the base, because that's big volume, and it winded up turning into a green day. So that's huge volume on a base. But for me personally, it was more the fact of me looking up George Sharp, the background of that man who was invested in this company, and then looking up Brian Foote and understanding his background and his leadership position in this company. I mean, usually I'm betting on people here, okay? Like for me personally, I now solidify my position in TSMP because of the people involved in this company. And the fact of the direction they're trying to go, I could see them as individuals, as people, as businessmen, to reach that level just because of their backgrounds. And then the fact that, again, with those warrants coming out, in that 10 cent, that 10 cent area, because I had to do a little more research on it. And it is basically purchasing shares at 10 cents a price. So anywhere in this area is still nice. Anywhere in the 12s and 13s, I feel that is very comfortable. So again, man, TSMP, man, I'm starting to feel a little more bullish on it, and I'm starting to believe a little bit more, because I did actually think the technology was really good. And then when I first originally seen this run on this candle was the first day I purchased, thinking that we're gonna get that immediate pop, but we kind of got a sell off here. And now I'm kind of seeing a little bit of that curl action that I was talking about. So it came down doop, and now it's as long as it maintains this, it could very well start going back in that direction. So TSMP, man, just a quick catalyst on reasons why I believe this company could do very well, not just because of the technology, but because of the investor of George Sharp and his position in the OTC markets, and his actual character and his involvement in the OTC markets, where they eliminate fraud and they eliminate the bullshit, man. So this is obviously, in my opinion, just based off that, man, a legitimate company in the OTC. And then to go to the CEO and president, Brian Foote, and see where he stands as far as, where is he in this actual realm of sector of technology. And he is a very well-known player, and he could lead this company to doing big things. So that's going to be it for today on TSMP. Brian Foote and George Sharp, I'm now bullish because of you two. I believe in people, and I believe these people, I believe George Sharp actually solidifies this company as a legitimate company in the OTC realm, and I believe that Brian Foote could lead this company to doing big things based off his involvement in the blockchain and digital media community for over the last 20 years. So for me, I repurchased. I doubled up my shares on it. Once I seen it bounce off that 7, I really had to think. I missed that 7. I didn't see it till it was back up in the 13s. I had to reconsider myself, reconsider my position. And now I am definitely in it for a longer term trade. Again, always be cautious because it is a penny stock. And for me personally, I took a dollar amount that I felt comfortable with losing, meaning that, say this share goes to 0 and I lose all my money on it, because it is a penny stock. And I always have to put that into consideration when I'm trading penny stocks, is I could potentially lose all this money. So, again, for me personally, I wanted to take in some profits, from previous trades, because I am up in profit this year. So I wanted to take a portion of those profits and just investing it in here, as it's a long shot. It really is. But I did that because I actually believe in Brian Foote, and then because of the fact that George Sharp is involved in here, and his legitimacy in the OTC markets reassured me that this isn't just a pump and dump. This isn't just some type of fraudulent company that's trying to get money and take our money as investors. George Sharp being involved solidifies that this is a legitimate company in the OTC world, because it's very hard to find those in the OTC world. So, having those two people involved in this company re-solidified my position. I wanted up getting to buy it at a cheaper price than I did previously. I got it in the 14s, low 14s. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm cool with that. It did dip a little bit below that right after I bought, and but it's having a nice little bounce right now. But I am perfectly happy with that. Again, like I said, just to manage risk, I winded up purchasing amount of shares that I feel comfortable with if I potentially lost it all. Not to say that that's going to happen, but again, we are playing a game where it's risk reward. So I have to make sure that my risk won't be too damaging to me. So I do feel very comfortable putting my money in this. The dollar amount I put in, I feel very comfortable, if this company winds up going to 0. But I don't see that happening. This company seems like they're poised to do a lot of big things. And again, with leaders like Brian Foote involved, I could see that very well happening, and potentially getting some cryptocurrency and blockchain investors involved to throw some real big money in here. So again, guys, solidifying my position on being bullish on this. I'm normally not super bullish on, penny stocks, but I see the potential in this company. And then having George Sharp involved just solidifies that it is actually a legitimate company and not some kind of pump and dump or scheme to take away my investment. So that's going to be it for today, guys. TSMP, leave a comment. Let me know your thought process on what I just found out. You know, let me know what you think about Brian Foote. Let me know what you think about George Sharp being involved. You know, leave a comment. I'll respond as soon as possible. I appreciate you guys watching this far. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. Again, man, You Can't Stop Mafia is a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market can help you do that. So, again, man, till next time, guys, I'm out. Peace.